Impact of demonetization on the vast micro, small and medium enterprises segment. And before I get into and bring my guest in to discuss that, let's just quickly define what constitutes these various segments, which are quite frequently used. The graphics will come up on your screen. These are defined based on the investment in plant and machinery, not in terms of revenue or any other such criteria, but investment. And the numbers are up on your screen. They're different from both manufacturing and services. That's a micro enterprise, 25 up to 25 lakhs for manufacturing, services up to 10 lakhs, small manufacturing 25 lakhs to 5 crores, services 10 lakhs to 1 crore, and medium enterprise manufacturing 5 crores to 10 crores, and services between 1 and 5 odd crore rupees. Let's get in Anil Bharadwaj, Secretary General of Federation of Indian Micro and Small and Medium Enterprises. Mr. Bharadwaj, thank you very much for your time, sir. Appreciate you joining in. Thank you. Yours is an organization which has about 740 SME associations under it, under the umbrella. Yes. Can you tell us very clearly, straight away, what percentage of your organizations are impacted and to what extent, to what degree?
See, the impact has been widespread, and I think there's hardly anyone who has gone unaffected by demonetization. And surely almost all segments in the MSME sector have been affected. Now, the impact has been layered, of course. I mean, there are certain sectors which are comparatively less impacted, especially those that are part of large supply chains and organized sector, and the ones that are part of more connected to or integrated with rural supply chain, informal sector, they are greatly impacted because most of their transactions, whether buying raw material, paying wages, or selling their goods, everything is in cash. And once cash has been taken out of the system, their economic activities have come to a standstill or are affected very adversely.
So what percentage of your members have been affected?
Estimates are that almost 80% of MSME sectors would have been affected in different degrees. But this is primarily because of the cash has been withdrawn.
Yes, on an average, I understand. On an average, what would be the extent of the hit on business?
Yes. I think that's little difficult to question because you need to really go into details. That's what I said. If the sectors that have been operating informally, they are affected more than the ones that are part of larger supply chains or they are part of the organized sector.
One would believe that the organizations under your umbrella, bulk of them are in the informal segment?
That's right. Almost 90% would be in the informal sector.
So the impact would be large. You said it varies.
Widespread, yes.
Yes, okay. Yes. All right.
It varies, but it's widespread.
Okay. Mr. Bharadwaj, just wanted to understand if you can give us a breakup in terms of how many jobs are probably impacted in the rural space as opposed to urban at this point in time.
I'm afraid I would not be in a position to give you the number right now, but I can give you some indications. For example, if you're talking about handicraft sector, handloom sector, or sectors like glass industry, carpet industry, typically where most of the people are employed on daily wages basis or piece wage basis, they are hugely impacted. And the impact is not in terms that the services are completely taken out, but I think there's hiatus or they may be sent on holiday that, okay, you go home for 15 days or a month and come back once things are settled down a bit. Because it is not that the industry has collapsed, but I think because of the cash, they are finding it difficult to buy raw material and give also the wages to the workers. So it's temporary in many sectors. But eventually it would depend. If it prolongs, then there would be huge job losses. There could be huge job losses if it continues for a couple of quarters.
So you're saying right now the impact seems temporary, transient. People would have gone back to their villages, especially people who paid on a daily basis, etc. And if money comes back into the system very fast, then these units can be up and running. You said if it's prolonged, it can hurt more. What is prolonged, sir? I mean, we are hearing that to get all that cash back, it could take anything between 3, 4, 5 months.
That's right. I think we would be hoping against the hope that the matter is sorted out as quickly as possible. And especially we have recently, when our president met the finance minister, we have impressed upon him that MSMEs should be allowed to get more money from the banks. Currently the limit is 50,000, which is obviously very less. And we are thinking that maybe if given to the tune of 5 lakh rupees, much of our daily activities perhaps could come back to normalcy. But you're right, I mean, if it goes to 4 or 5 months, then it would certainly hurt many sectors.
Okay, fair enough. So, in terms of sectors which are impacted the most, you outlined some of them, right? I mean, handlooms, textiles, etc.
Yeah.
These are the industries which are all cash, completely cash.
There are many sectors actually, starting from plywood industry to re-rolling mills to glass industry, woolen industry, as well as Tirupur, in different clusters like Tirupur or Ludhiana or Moradabad. I mean, all these clusters where number of people have been operating basically on daily wage basis or piece wage basis. They are paid like that. That's the tradition or system of the industry. So those are definitely impacted much more than the ones, for example, who are working in automobile industry. There the impact perhaps is going to be coming back in several other quarters when, you know, people are not in a position to buy cars. And also, let's not forget, you know, there are certain sectors where you can postpone your consumption, like cars. So if you can't buy it now, maybe you can buy it 2 months down the line when there is cash, more money available. But there are many sectors where such a postponement may not be possible. So if something is lost, like winters, if winter is gone and in the sweaters you would not be requiring in April, you know, so there's a loss of opportunity. So many sectors are such where there would be loss of opportunity, people would not be able to earn wages, would not be able to produce, and then it will have its own spiral on the consumption, and then it would have, of course, impact on the economic growth as such. Different people are saying 1 to 2%. I don't know that how it would pan out in next quarters. But surely, in many segments, such consumption which cannot be postponed would be an opportunity lost and would have a bearing on the economic growth.
Mr. Bharadwaj, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you joining in.